Hellos and welcomes everyone, this is AnthWolf bringing you a new Let's Play. This one has been in the works for a long time now, and there's been a lot of planning involved. I haven't been in the mood to do some recording in the past, as you've known, for the past 6 months. I finally got back into the mood, and I've actually came back to playing Star Wars The Old Republic, which what this game is, most of you should probably know. And if not, I will go into a little bit about it and some of the issues, some of the things I will be taking on board, and what the game is going to be about, what this Let's Play is going to be about, basically. First of all, Star Wars The Old Republic is based on a massive prequel to the actual Star Wars movies, based, I think, a few years, I forgot how many years, that's good for me for the lore. Professional, of course. It is set after the Bioware games Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. And basically, this was again developed by Bioware, but it was published, as always, you'd guess, LucasArts and Electronic Arts. I'm trying to wonder if LucasArts now hold any of the rights to this, since they sold a lot of their Star Wars rights to Disney. But the wiki says LucasArts, so I'm sticking to it unless it changes in the near future. I don't think there's going to be any Disney elements to this, thankfully. So anyway, yes, this was released as a MMORG in December 2011, so it's been going for a good 3 years now. I started playing it as a founder when it first came out. I started quite heavily, and then it's been kind of like, for some people, World of Warcraft. I leave it for a little while and I come back. With my experiences with Arcade, I was playing that for a good 4 or 5 months, and then after the appeal died of that game, should we say, I came back to Star Wars, because a lot of people in the gaming community I was with at the time went back to World of Warcraft, and that's never really been the game for me. So I apologise if you're WoW fans, but it's not my game. I'm still trying to find my online game, but Star Wars The Old Republic is a good choice because I love the genre of Star Wars, I love the appeal, and yeah, why not slice things apart with a lightsaber? Who doesn't want to do that, basically? So, what will we be doing? This Let's Play is going to be revolving around one of the story arcs for your class, in particular the Jedi Knight. It was between this class and the Sith Warrior. Both of them I hear have extremely good storylines. I haven't really got too far. As I say, I was a founder, but I have an issue with, I like to re-roll my characters. I like to experience them and test them out and see what skills they have. And there has been some patches, some changes for each of the classes, but the storylines have always remained the same, and they've just extended with the expansions. And one of the expansions just came out in December 2014. Struggle to get the words out. But yeah, I've never actually completed the story arc of the Jedi Knight. I haven't even completed the first chapter, and I think there's a maximum of 3 chapters. There may be even a 4th now, with the Shadow of Revan expansion, adding a little bit more story element to that. So yeah, we're gonna do that. It's gonna be, I'm gonna know the first few worlds that you visit, and I know what the storyline revolves around, but I don't know the choices you get to make in them. So it's mostly primarily going to focus on the story arc. Of course, it is an online game, so there is going to be situations when I may do what they call flashpoints, which are basically dungeons in other games like World of Warcraft, Arcade, all that stuff. They're called flashpoints. I may do 1 or 2 just to show you them, to give you a bit more content, but they're not essential to the story arc of your character. There is a few choices you can make in them, but it doesn't affect your story. And to be honest, in a lot of the other classes I've played, even the choices you make don't affect the storyline too much. It just develops, it changes slightly how your character develops and how they react to certain situations. But most of the time you have free will to that choice, usually limited to like 3 choices. You're quite familiar with like the idea of Mass Effect or Dragon Age. Very similar thing. It's Bioware, it's EA. You know what you're getting into if you've played either of those game series as well. So yeah, what we're gonna do in this episode is a lot of planning, explanation, as I'm going through right now. So if you want to skip and see some action, feel free, go to episode 2 or part 2, whichever way I'm going to call it, and start from there. But this is basically me telling you what's all going to be about on this very boring select a server screen, but which I will change in a moment. There's no like starting page. Basically it takes you straight to your character selection, which is a bugger. There is some fancy Star Wars fully rendered cutscenes. They are on the YouTubes, so you can have a look at them, each of them for the different factions you can play. You can either play as part of the Republic or part of the Sith Empire. And yeah, apart from that, we will go into character creation. There is the traditional up-scrolling introduction, and it does have John Williams' Star Wars main theme, which is unfortunately copyrighted. I have an idea for that, which we'll come to, and if it works, hooray! If not, oh well, fair enough. I will try something, and we'll see if it works out partway through this video when I get to play with the editing process. Now, there's issues with this game which I will go into, because naturally as a character in an online game you find gear, and normally you can like augment or upgrade your gear. Because I've played this game so often with other classes, both on the North American servers and on the European servers, I have default armors for the character I want to create and the storyline I want to take him on. I've chosen a set of armor which he will get at level 10, and I'm basically going to upgrade that armor periodically through the game as he levels up and is able to wear better augments. And for the role-playing purposes, the first like few levels, like 1 to 10, 1 to 11, basically your character is kind of an acolyte, an apprentice, and at level 10 I should be leaving the first world of Tython when he becomes a Jedi Knight officially. And I will say this is his lightsaber and this is his armor, which garbs him as a Knight of the Republic, as you can say. And he will keep that armor with him throughout the entire game, because that is his lore-friendly garb, we will say, using the finger question mark quotations, question mark? Yeah, the finger quotation marks. So yeah, as I said, my primary focus is going to be on the storyline. I'm going to be playing a male Jedi Knight, so we have the excellent voice of David Hayter, who will be my speaking voice for the character. You'll know him from like Solid Snake. He's done a lot more voices than that, but that's the one that normally stands out for me, and I do apologise to him for that, because he deserves a lot more recognition than just knowing him as Snake, because I have him on Twitter and everyone says Snake lines to him when he's talking about something, when he's done more. Okay, the other issue I have, obviously, FPS, frames per second, they will be an issue, especially in the busier areas. There may be frame drops. I can't really do much about that. I've locked it to 30 rather than the 60 just to be on the safe side, just because I know, even though my computer's fairly powerful, it may not be powerful enough for what I needed to do. So I'm locking it to 30, so we'll hopefully have a smooth experience. And when we get to things like the Republic Fleet, when there is a lot of other online characters doing their own little thing, then we will deal with it then. Let's see, what else do I have? There is no save. There is no save function in the game. When you leave the game, your character basically sits there, goes into sleep mode, whatever you want to call it, and when you return to that character, wherever you left them, that's where they are. So if I've screwed up in the software recording, if my computer dies halfway through a recording, that's it. I can't do anything about that. I can't reload a save and go, that didn't happen, I can record it. It's one of those unfortunate things about an online game, especially when you're recording the content. If I live streamed it, it might be easier, but I haven't yet went into streaming to know how to do that properly, and I don't. This is the way I prefer to do it. It's much more comfortable for me. So apart from that, what else do we have? I think that's about it. Yeah, we'll leave it there. I've spoken enough. I've spoken for 10 minutes, and you've probably all turned off or scrolled forwards by now. So let's just go into our server selection. I will be playing on the European server of the Red Eclipse. I did start on this server, and then I went over to the North American server to play with a couple of people, and now I've came back. As you see, I have 22 characters on a Red Eclipse. I haven't got them all active. I only have about 4 active characters at the moment, and they're all not very high levels, and Farius is my main one at the moment. And we will be deleting this character called Protàgonist. Put my sheet away, and we'll be recreating him. We will be playing on the side of the Galactic Republic, founded 20,000 years ago by explorers and diplomats. The Galactic Republic is a vast democracy led by the Supreme Chancellor. The Republic is a chaotic algorithm of many worlds, corporations and species, which often clash with each other. And obviously we have our specific classes here. We will be playing as a Jedi Knight, who are leaders and warriors, heroes and champions. The Jedi Knights have stood at the forefront of every battle. They are masters of the lightsaber art, kicking, jumping and flashing through the air and using the Force to clear the way in front of them. There is a story button here. Feel free to read this, it's a lot. I will slowly scroll it down, feel free to have a gander. Okay, if you've done that, or if you're not done that and skipped it forward 15 seconds, that's absolutely fine as well. The Jedi Knight has 2 advanced classes. Once you get to level 10 you may choose them. One is a Jedi Guardian and one is a Jedi Sentinel. The Guardian is more specialised towards tanking. One of its 3 classes that you can specialise in is the tanking class, whereas the Sentinel has all 3 different elements of a DPS damaging class. I will probably be going into a Guardian because I quite like being a tank in this game. So yes, you can feel free to have a look at these again. The only major difference between them is the Jedi Guardian can wear heavy armour, whereas the Jedi Sentinel can still only wear medium armour. But the Sentinel does have the ability to wield 2 lightsabers, so their damage output is normally slightly higher, even though they do slightly less damage with their offhanded weapon. And apart from that, we will leave this here. Let's go in. We can now choose our species. This does affect how some of the characters in the game you encounter will talk to you. It's more prevalent on the Sith side, on the Sith Empire, because if you aren't human or pure-blooded Sith, as a Sith warrior or a Sith Inquisitor, they will look down on you. They don't like non-humans in the Sith Empire. But we'll be playing as a standard human. We'll keep it basic. Oh, actually we'll go back. It tells you about the human race. By far the most common species in the galaxy, humans are versatile and the norm against which other species are judged. They do have, each of these races does have a specialist ability. We have Rally, which makes us do this cheering noise, and anyone around near us will also cheer, including NPCs. We never use them. Who could we choose, male and female?
I've dedicated my life to serving others.
Thank you, David Hater. And now we get to create our character. Now, I've actually played around with this and already got my I've marked what my character should be, so if you give me just a brief moment, I will go through this. Obviously the body types depend how large your character is. Obviously the different heads, if they have scars. The complexion, which includes, like for the females, freckles or like a faint flush. Eye colour, beards, hair colour and skin colour. Pretty self-explanatory. It all basically is. We don't want any scars. Complexion. Eye colour. We do want a beard. We don't want that kind of beard though, we want this beard. And skin colour, that one. Excellent. Let's lock them all in before I accidentally do something like that. There we go. There is our character for this playthrough. And he's a big guy because he's going to be a Jedi Guardian. He has to have that bulk to him, that sheer physical presence. And our character's name is going to be Protàgonist. I couldn't think of anything really. I normally think of like antique names, something like Warhammer or Star Wars itself. But in this game I thought I'd call him Protàgonist because that is who and what he is. And I kind of like it. I had to use a embedded symbol for the A because no doubt that name normally is taken. But I say, once I press play, it will go into the John Williams theme and it will go into this scrolling introduction. I have disabled music for this entire part because I didn't want that to come through. But we will get the introduction out the way and then I will see you at the beginning. So I will shush for a little while and I'll see you all soon. And I'm back. I thought when I disabled the music that the John Williams theme would have been disabled. Unfortunately that wasn't the case, so I will have to play with that in editing, so if any of that comes through I do apologise. As awesome as it is, as I say, it is copyrighted. But yes, since the Jedi Temple on Coruscant was destroyed by the Sith Empire, you are now on the traditional home of Tython to complete your training as a Jedi Knight. I'll just close this window.
Welcome to Tython, Padawan. Everyone at the temple is looking forward to meeting you. Your former masters praise your combat skills. They say you're becoming an expert duelist.
I'm sorry. I don't think we've been introduced.
Sorry. Darren Weller, watchman of the training grounds. I greet new arrivals, show them around. The Jedi Council will assign you a new master to oversee your final trials. You'll be tested in ways you can't imagine. But when you leave Tython, you'll know what it means to be a Jedi Knight. More importantly, you'll know yourself.
I'm eager to face these trials. Where do I start?
There's a speeder here that will take you to... Hang on. Getting an emergency signal. Flesh raiders, armed with blasters? He must be mistaken.
What are these things? Animals?
Flesh raiders are a species of hostile natives. They're smart enough to use tools and violent beyond reason. I'm sending every able-bodied Jedi down to the Padawan training grounds right away. Especially you.
What makes me any better than the others?
You've been trained for dangers like this. I know I can count on you. Take the speeder outside to the training grounds, push back the flesh raiders, and find out if they're really using advanced weapons. Go. I'll catch up with you after I alert the Jedi Council. May the Force be with you.
So yeah, one thing I noticed about this this playthrough, what I'm getting myself into, is there's going to be a major issue with... Oh, got my fingers in the wrong position. That would help. There's going to be a major issue with actually watching all these cutscenes. Oh, we don't want a tutorial. Thank you. Because, to be honest, after watching them so many times, I kind of just spacebar through them and skip the talking. But this actually makes me sit down and actually have to listen to what these people actually have to say. I actually have to invest and care about them. Oh boy. So yeah, I will leave this part here. We have arrived on Tython, and immediately upon our arrival, flesh raiders are attacking fellow apprentices, I suppose you can call them, and we've been sent to assist. So I'll leave this here. Next time I will have a few things I need to do before we start. I will explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it, and basically we'll get ourselves set up and actually go sort some stuff out and kill people, basically. Yay! That's what every Jedi wants to do. None of this studying the Force pansy nonsense. So, this has been AnthWolf, and I hope you're looking forward to the series. It is going to be a longer playthrough. I may do another game as I do this, because I say it's going to be such a length that I probably haven't wrapped my own head around it just yet. But I'm looking forward to it all the same, and I hope you all enjoy the journey with me. And if not, that's fair enough as well. If you've actually made this far, congratulations, and I will see you all in part 2 of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Bye bye now.